Yeah, y'all doing? Let's get into it here. Let's get into it here. I have made the outline for the house. I have made the outline for the house. We even got a little garden sectioned off here. I was literally just constantly, ceaselessly doing this over and fucking over again. Here's what the house looks like now. We got all these nice floors. We're gonna put some carpeting down in these, I feel. Some real nice carpeting. This is the portal room right here. And then finally, we're doing this. Huh? Huh. Sure it's the costumes? Yeah, look at this beautiful place. I even used the sea lanterns I found. This'll be the garden. We still need to decide on a name for this puppy. I'll be posting the vote tomorrow. So if you got any names... I know you said Chillrend before. Hmm? Did draw up attention. Well, in that case, let me just continue this. Constant, constant, and constant. Never ending, never ending. Nope. Never ending, never ending, never ending, never ending. I'm trying to come. I don't know when Me-Side Peaceful Mode will be out, but I'll do it then. Whenever that happens, I'll do it then. There we go. Nice, alright. No, no, no. I've got an idea. Welcome back, Draco. By the way, welcome back. I think today we get started on actually putting this shit together. We're gonna take everything out of our inventory and just start mega organizing it. Including our, like, stored inventory. We're gonna start mega organizing all of it. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Nice try. 18, 19. 21. There we go. 21. 21. Alright, you know what we're gonna do now? The catharsis of release. Brick, do we have polished? There we go. Lag? There's lag? That is on your end, I believe. That was on your end. I'm fine. Good thing too. You know what we're gonna do now? We're gonna use some new fancy blocks this mod pack adds. I hope you like the place. I'm gonna put some carpeting down. The fuck was that? An air horn. I forgot you have an air horn. Ah, frick off! I don't know how that affects my alignment, but okay. Huh. Anyways, Draco. If I can't make this into a corner, I'm going to grill someone. Oh! I'll have to use blocks! Give me some polished andesite. Or polished deep slate. Chiseled, deep slate, polished deep slate. Bears won't come near their house? Also, what were you saying before? Okay, I just had to tell someone they had to head into their at Femboy Hooters during May Day. Oh, I see. An air horn. And if I was a bear, I'd be scared of that air horn. It's fucking loud, man. They probably think it's a predator larger than they are. Or some sort of really angry prey. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, baby. This is gonna look so fucking good. Alright, magical girl on duty! Hey, what the fuck? There, give me a second. Alright, you motherfuckers. Is this what you want, you sick fucks? God damn it! That's right. The customers get handsy. The customers don't get handsy. That's a myth. You know Seija? You know Seija from Toho? She did a anti-groper song at one point. She did an anti-groper song at one point that was instructing women to, if they get groped, they should grope the guy back because he won't expect it, and then you should kidnap him. That is actually what she was telling people to do. In a fucking Toho M1 skit. She was like, oh. She even made a song about it. And then Kasen called her a wicked hermit. Huh. They kind of just like gave me nibbles. Hey, dumbasses, the sun is coming up, so you might want to run. Who wanted these mobs in the game? Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Oh my god, that looks so sexy! Look at that, hold up. We could make a really bomb-ass window. We could make a bomb-ass window with this, hold up. Yeah, that looks fucking sexy, yeah. Gotta place them all. This is looking good now. Good for him. I know the feeling. Sometimes you just want to lay down and clock the fuck out. 12, 24 even. Well, that's kind of fucked up. Gotta do your random crap. Oh, fuck. And don't worry, Draco. I've got something for you. So there's this website. Alright. I want to share it with Miyu specifically, but because she would really like it. Do shit like the trash. It is too far. So there's this website, right? It's called soundgasm.net. Really popular site. It's not the hub. It's called soundgasm.net. Really cool website. Let me tell you about it. It has some of my favorite pieces. Let's start with the good ones, shall we? A 23-minute long ASMR video simply titled Filling Up the Nest. That's some good shit. I know, I'm fully aware. That's some good shit. That's a real good one. That's a quality one. That's a good script. Shin's seal of approval, man. Cunt, blithers and cunts. There we go. Yeah. I'm bringing sexy back. I'm bringing sexy back. Half slab on these. Maybe we want to be like Sauron and sleep in like a massive antechamber. Alright, really good video. Let me tell you about another one. This one in the same vein. Harpy's New Human. That's another good one, my guy. You can find this all on Reddit. The artists do links to it. Real good stuff. Maybe this can be the treasure room. Actually, you know what we do? Maybe we sleep on treasure. Maybe what we do is we have this like extended into the air. And down here is where we keep all the treasure and we sleep on top of it. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. What do you think, Draco? I'm thinking that sounds really nice. Do you want it to be immediate? No. We use half slabs. Yeah. Unfortunately, half slabs are kind of difficult to place. Hmm. We want to place one here. Kind of want to meet it in the middle. Yeah, like this. Actually, don't we have a mod for this? Yes, we do. We want to redo that real quick. Diamonds, gold. There is a... If we had the Ice and Fire mod in here, that would be nice, because the Ice and Fire mod does add, like, literally treasure. Does that... Okay, I can place that there. Does that mean I can place that there with this mod? Kind of. I should be able to do it. There we go. It's very difficult. I suppose we would certainly have to have enough of them. I don't actually use Totems of Undying. At all. I usually find they're actually the reason I die a lot of the time, because there are specific requirements of you needing to hold them. In one of your hands. Now there are some mods where you can equip them, like if in this mod we can actually equip them to our belt. But then again, I would much rather just have something which allows me to, say, do more damage. There we go. That should be more than enough. That is true. I haven't seen a whole lot of mods like that. Like, does this one have any? It does. It has a nether effigy. It's actually a boss item. It summons a boss. That sounds like that would suck, though. There we go. This will be the last one then. We'll make it into the square right there. Top of a block or the bottom of? This is the top of the block. Yeah, this is the top of a block. Good. It'll be a real pain in the ass to get here. I have some important stuff to do tonight. But I still want to stream, obviously. I don't like missing out on streams. So I decided to do it earlier. There we go. I knew that mod was in play. Maybe we don't want to do something like that. Instead, we might want to, like, raise it up a little bit. Boop. Corner block needs to be lower. Oh god, this guy again. That penguin has had some shit happen to him, man. You wouldn't believe it. There's a reason he's saying that. It's not a good one. It's a long story. I didn't, but that guy sure did. Besides, penguins already prostitute themselves. It's not weird. Not that weird. Penguins, they invented prostitution, man. It's like, you know, it's what they do. Fun fact for you, you know? Fun fact. Fun fact? I am mentally unwell. Fun fact. Fun fact. Fun fact. Ah! Great. Who voted for these things? Can't quite reach the bastard. I know I certainly didn't fucking vote for these things. Did you guys vote for these things? I know I fucking didn't. I don't know. God, they're so irritating. This is literally the developers looking at us and being like, hey, you gotta use a bed, bro. You gotta use a bed. You have to use a bed. Use a bed. There's no other purpose for it. Use a bed. Tiny zombie. Did they have to make the most annoying mob in the world to fucking do it? What was that? There was a crafting recipe there. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm gonna be... We haven't done this... If you're wondering what I'm doing tonight, gentlemen, me and my friends haven't done this particular D&D campaign in about a month. And we were able to find a time to do it tonight. And I don't really want to disappoint them by saying, hey, I gotta stream. So... decided to stream a little earlier. That can be that. Very carefully. Usually it takes me like a couple dozen hours to set up my house. Unfortunately. What we can do is we can cut this off now. There we go. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. And then what we can do is... Do we have poles? Not usually, but sometimes. Do you have any poles? Question. When did mending get added to the game? When was that? Because, like, that was a really important enchantment. It's pretty fucking irritating to play the game without mending. I rarely do it. If something locks me out of mending, I'll turn it off. Or do what I need to get mending. So, like, when was it added? 1.19. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll have big-ass stained glass windows in different shapes over here. That sounds good. Yeah. We're basically making a big-ass chess piece, by the way. Looking at it from down below. Kind of what we're doing. Alright. But first we have to set something up. Quite important. So, gentlemen, how's everyone's day been going? Ah, yes, right here. All the creepy guys in the world. I'll collect them all like Pokemon. Huh. Looks like a vibrator, I guess. Feed the dogs. Yep. There we go. Hip. Yep. There we go. Nice. You know what we're gonna put right here? Exactly what you think. Maybe we should put like a doorway on each of them. You know what I was actually considering today, which is crazy? I was considering, you know what? What if we just did a stream of DBZ fighters? But that wouldn't be on point. We're going to return to Kakarot next week. That'd be really random. What I was going to do is I was going to have it seem like I'm just revisiting Kakarot again to continue the series, but actually it's just that. Huh? Core Flint. Oh, I see. Is that how we're gonna play this? I can't actually use this until I get to the fucking story. Mighty unfortunate. Mighty unfortunate. We need rabbit girls. Is there a Monster Girl mod I could add? There sure is. I'm looking at it right now. Oh, yes, very nice. Oh, yeah. I'm looking at this, guys, and I'm not seeing a reason not to add this. Oh, yes. Gentlemen, I'm looking at this. It just replaces their textures, gentlemen. Yes. Gentlemen, I'm looking at this and I don't see a reason I shouldn't. Oh. Gentlemen! Give me one reason! Maybe you're right, Draco. That is true. Alright, fine. You convinced me, but only for now. Only for now. There's no titties. I don't see any areolae. Therefore, it's fine. Therefore, it's fine. I might add Toho Little Maid though. I'll need to think about that one. Why the fuck is there so much goddamn obsidian in there? Another bot. Why are there so many fucking view bots, man? There's so many of them. There's an outstanding quantity of them. I've been banning them for years and they always just come right back. Oh boy. There was something about that. Did you hear that one of Twitch's primary supporters told streamers that viewbotting is the only way you can succeed on Twitch anymore? One of their primary third-party supporters. I think I covered this a while ago, but yeah. Kind of depressing that they would say something like that. Look at how beautiful it is. This should be, I think I should probably put another one right here. There we go. That looks good. I'm guessing in another probably 5 to 8 years it will actually just be necessary to do so. If Twitch continues like it has been, that is. Fucking apple trees. It's a bunch of pigs. Honestly. My house is very brutalist. But I want to extend this upwards. Like, properly get to the platform. Maybe we have like a second platform over here. Kind of goes up to that one. What, like Reimu? Like how Reimu's staff has become like much longer throughout the years. Gonna need a lot of carpeting. Yeah, that looks good. Look at that. Beautiful. That's a really weird, silly idea, but alright. Why am I doing this? I have a cutter. There we go. There we go. We'll remove these. So the staircase can come up, and yeah, looks good. I'm on the wrong beat. I'm on the wrong beat. I'm on the wrong beat. Am I? Yeah, I was on the wrong beat. Oh, I'm fucking starving. I'll eat after stream. Talked to a certain skeleton last night. He's doing pretty well. He's doing pretty well. Damn it. Every slab needs to be right in place. No, 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 no. He was playing God of War. The 2016 version. There we go. Beautiful looking staircase, like a double helix. This is where this is my penal explosion chamber right here. Let's get some of that good stuff. Yeah. I am hungry! Maybe a double bed for extra room. You really gotta desire that extra elbow room, you know? Looking at this mod pack on my little thing here right now. I think I might have to play that off stream, not gonna lie. It's looking pretty good. Well, I'm looking at it. Looking pretty fucking good. Mmm. Mmm. Not quite. Mmm. Not gonna lie, Draco. I'm barely restraining myself. I think I should build a sheep farm first. I'm gonna need a lot of wool. God, I'm fucking hungry. I'm gonna fucking explode. How much gold do we have? Not too much. No fall damage. Go burr. We need to get some sand, boys. We're gonna build the stained glass windows and then top it all off with a nice tribute to myself. Not all of them. Probably eventually they will be, though. Not this time, you fuckers. Oh wait, we're smart enough now, that's right. Nothing. Nothing. Hmm. 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 Suspicious. Why am I using this dirty piece of shit? I'm a bit higher class than that. Why am I using this dirty piece of shit? Some of us have class. One answer. Infinite durability. No reason not to when they can't break. Yeah, buddy! Killtastic! That my sensitivity on my mouse is actually maxed out. This is me flicking my wrist. My sensitivity is 124,000 DTI. That's what I normally play on. Bro, it's so good, you wouldn't believe the flick shots I can hit. I like slightly move my finger and it rockets my camera across the screen. I learned to play with this simply thanks to CSGO. Because in CSGO you're normally planting your feet a lot, but I usually like to run SMGs. Which encourages you not to plant your feet and just kind of go flick crazy. Nice, okay, I think that's enough sand. Hmm. No, the reason I don't play competitive CSGO is because usually I play CSGO with David. And if I'm playing with David, I'm not allowed to play online because the things he will say are beyond racist. Like, he gets angry. When David gets angry, he gets really racist. I'm talking he becomes Uncle Ruckus type shit. Like, you gotta vary up your racism type stuff. Like, serious racist. Uncle Ruckus type shit, man. He's not racist. He swears he's not racist. But when he is, oh boy, better cover your ears or you're gonna learn some new words and new ways to describe everyone of every ethnicity. My favorite one was, he described a... Oh, nice. He described a Italian man as a fatty rat boy. struggle leaf. Mon ami. I might have to go get lunch sometime around fucking 5. Alright, that's more than enough. Let's go. Sure is. Immunity to fall damage in Minecraft is a little insane. This might be OP. We was kangs. You have been banned from the Ubisoft forum. Reason we. He does actually have a Twitch channel, funnily enough. I'm not going to link it. I'm not gonna link that shit. But he actually does. He has streamed previously, and it is still up. Because the thing is, I have, like, on average, my streams have 5 viewers or so. I could basically say anything right now, and so long as it's not copyrighted, Twitch won't care. This is a witch's house. Huh? Oh. But if I play some copyright material, then Twitch cares. I can literally say almost anything. Oh well. I can say literally almost anything. Twitch won't care. Ooh. Some real nice stuff you got there. But as soon as I open my mouth and say something, anything else, Twitch cares. Twitch very quickly cares. Oh, damn. Been trying to get Kage in. Probably in 2 streams. Been trying to get Kage in. He's still at the neighbor's place. He's been fucking eating their cat food that they have for their fucking cat. I set out some tuna last night, but he didn't get into it. Cats always do this shit. He's been gone for over a week. He's just been at the neighbor's. Someone's at my house. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, Draco. I I literally had to sit through my father explaining how Russian nesting dolls work. Hello, guys. You guys still there? I'm really sorry about that one. Mm. 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 Really sorry. No, it's beyond that. My parents got home and brought me food. And then they had to show me how the new fucking dishwasher worked. Which is literally... It's a Russian nesting doll. And I had to sit to listen to my father for 5 minutes to talk about it. Okay. Thank you for sticking around, Nemesis. Draco, let us continue with glass making. You guys remember, we're trying to make some stained glass. What are some colors to go with black? Pretty much anything, actually. Anything really goes with black. Black! Red and orange are the best. Are you a black man or an orange man? Black and yellow, black and yellow. What was that Pokemon thing with black and white? Pokemon black and white? My favorite one is DBZ Super. Trunks brings Goku into his timeline and says, I quote, "Don't shoot, this man is not black." They had to know what they were doing. They cannot feign ignorance on that one. There is no way they didn't know what they were doing there. They had to know. The fucking voice actor had to know. There's no way he didn't. Don't shoot. This man is not black. Yes, Nemesis. What do you need? RPG? Of what kind? What's it called? I never heard of it. SAO kinda. Crosscode, huh? Hmm. 4 elements. Go on. Oh. Oh. All right. Oh. Oh. Oh, Avatar gets him. Not gonna lie, I'm sure Draco would agree. Nemesis, you seem to play a lot of really obscure RPGs. Like, you somehow knew what The World Ends With You is when we played it. Even though I'd never even heard of that game. Spiders can take falling damage? Oh! Ah! Huh. You seem to appear, play a lot of obscure RPGs. Which I'm really interested in. I like a good RPG. RPGs are good for your soul. In fact, most of the games I play are RPGs. Guys, have I played a single non-RPG this year? What have I played that's not an RPG? Mystia's Izakaya is an RPG. You can level up and everything. Me. Not you. Me. Have I played a non-RPG this year? I'm trying to think. Henry. I don't know. Do those count as RPGs? Those are gacha games, but they have RPG elements. God damn, I can't not hear that. I found some really good Uma stuff. But those are RPGs. Well, they're JRPGs, but they're still RPGs. That's true. CBT with Yuka. Wait, was that this year or last year? We did do CBT with Yuka. That is true. That's a first-person shooter. But were those last year or this year? That was last year. Ah! Get the fuck out of the way. Alright, gentlemen. I think it's time. Nemesis, you're up on this one. We're making names for our main weapon here, because this is the weapon we're going to have throughout most of the entire mod pack. What name should we give this weapon? It's a really big sword. Whacker. Alright. There we go. Ouch. Did he throw a shovel at me? Alright. We will see what wins the popular vote. I'm gonna... We're gonna throw in my own name here. Okay, you guys want to know how I form names for stuff? Want to see how I form names? Watch and learn. So what I do... This always gives me a really good name, no matter what. Hold on, here we go. Alright, right here. So what I do is I go to this page right here. Alright? I go to this page right here, and it's got all of the Toho names. And what I do is I pick words out from these. Or phrases out from these. Let's go with... Perfect. Undefined desire. Perfect undefined desire. Yeah, that sounds good. What do you boys think? CPT device. Perfect undefined desire. It represents my greed for more power. Or maybe we could go... Maybe we could go... This is seriously what I do. Highly responsive? Yeah, highly responsive. Legacy of... Subterranean Rhapsody. Yes! Highly responsive legacy of Subterranean Rhapsody. You could do this forever. I have named some weapons just Scarlet Weather Rhapsody. Let's go with unconnected. No. Immaterial. No. Embodiment of perfect animism. And that's how I form my names. In actuality, the name I'm thinking of for it is Antinomy of Mythical Beasts. Antinomy of Mythical Beasts. What was that? Did you open that chest? You can do that? Holy shit. Alright, we have to go get some flowers. So you know what that means, boyos. I'm getting boned. Gentlemen, I'm not joking when I say this. I need more luck. I need more luck to make bone meal. So you know what that means. I'm back, nerd. Give me that sweet spread your legs. I'm back. I hear someone groaning in my ear. One, two, 3, 4. Yep. I love you guys. This is great. I always love spending. Oh, I framed through that. I always love spending good times with you guys. Now then. I need more luck to make fucking bone meal. This was a great idea. You know what? You know what we're gonna play after we beat Kakarot and all this? We're gonna beat Sakura Wars. I'm feeling like a good dating game could do us some good. What do you guys think? Shall we have the maidens? Maybe we need a dating game with a token gay option. That would be good. I don't know if Sakura Wars has that, but we'll see. What? Or it is bitches you lack. Wow, you got fucking perfect parried, you dumb bitch. One, two, three, four. All right, gentlemen, maidens. Yeah, we're trying to. We'll get the maidens and the husbandos. There's nothing they can do. They cannot run from me. Just Yoda. All right, let's go get some grass. We're looking for orange and red flowers, boys. Yellow ain't bad. So far, we've only gotten yellow, probably dependent on the biome. Let's teleport home. No flowers. You have no mouse. You're playing that on a thing? Seriously? You're doing that on a thing? Oh, here are some red. I like the sight of a dude in full fucking plate mail picking flowers. I would be suspicious as fuck. Ah. May your woes be many and your bitches few. Alright, well this is a calm part of the stream where we're just picking flowers. Ooh, pink. Pink is a real man's fucking color. Pop quiz, hot shot. This is for Nemesis specifically. Let's see how much he paid attention into foreign history class. Nemesis. What was the US president who had a hot pink suit? Go on. Pretty important guy. What do you mean you haven't learned? It's one of the most valuable items on the open market that people can purchase. Someone bought it in Europe for like a couple $100,000. George Washington had a nice pink suit that was considered his business suit. It was also purple. It had purple accents and it was pink. Really? Oh, surprising. It was a really big, like, thing. Violently angry. Do you hate the color pink? Are you a bull? Nice. Blue dye, really? Did not expect that. I thought that would be purple. Or we can make purple. Nice! You see, back in the day, you two, pink was considered a very manly color. A very manly color. You were a real man if you had pink and purple on. Fuck. fuck at her, fuck. Wigs were a big thing as well. They were seen as a status symbol. Because it was hard to make them. At least sometimes. Until certain things happened in history. Yes, Draco. That is true. Never, Draco. They're still a little concerned with things which do not matter. I hear they're still trying to deport all the random doctors. Sorry, they're trying to enslave the doctors and deport the random pharmacists. Did you guys hear about that back in the day? That was like 2016. That was a fucking while ago. You guys hear about that? Back in 2016, about 10 years ago. Back in 2016, about 10 years ago, there was a... So, Britain works a lot like a lot of other countries as far as, like, you know, trying to pass laws go. There was a law in the works in Britain, which they had a really big problem, because the UK was one of the worst places to, like, be a doctor. It was one of the worst places to be a doctor, ever, at all. You had the lowest pay. So... I didn't hear nothing about that. What I did hear is... So back in 2016, there was this massive medical crisis in the UK. Right? I heard... It was like... It was bad. Like, doctors were getting paid basically nothing in the UK. And not just, like, doctors, like, yeah, like, doctors, like you, what the fuck, that work? Does that work? Netherwart. Doctors like dentists and such are also included in that. So basically, really important people. They were getting paid so little in the UK back in 2016 that the country had a healthcare crisis where there weren't enough doctors to fulfill the needs of the people by a wide margin. So, they kind of turned to slavery. Now, it is still debated if this counts as slavery, but I think it certainly does. The law they were attempting to pass was simple. It's beyond free healthcare, right? Because, like, there are countries who have free healthcare, and it's really good. The issue is, at that point, the government was cutting a lot of healthcare spending, which, keep in mind, because of that, cuts that value and the payment of the doctors. You have to have a good government to have free healthcare. That's why it would never work in America, because our government is full of only corrupt, horrible people. Oh my god. Give me 1 second. Hello? Give me 1 second, gentlemen. Yeah, like, if your government isn't horribly corrupt, your free healthcare can be really, really good. But the thing is, our government's horribly corrupt. There we go. Yeah, we do have a lot of allies. But there's also a lot of corrupt people in the military. I can tell you that, not from personal experience, but the experience of a friend of mine. I know that for a damn true fact. Yeah, the US has a lot of what are called military clause. Or military pacts. Basically, we defend a lot of, like, known countries for free, right? Either that be allies or we give aid. We're one of the main things that supports NATO as well. We're one of the main countries that gives NATO direct support. Military spending is very high, not because we actually have, like, troops out there doing shit. It's because we hire a lot of PMCs to do shit for us. In fact, most of the time it is a PMC doing stuff. And any time you've heard about US troops committing war crimes, it's actually most of the time been PMCs. Like Blackwater. Blackwater was one we hired for a very long time. It was a lot. But we also do, the US does other stuff. Like a good example, one of my buddies was in Sweden a while back. I asked him why the hell was he in Sweden. It's because he was building a road. The US was building a road, and that's another thing our defense budget goes into. There we go. Well, that's more of an ambassador. That's more of a social type thing right there. You gotta have a country that people want to support for people to support you, and I do, especially with the leadership in this country, I do not blame them for not supporting us. Do not blame them at all. Fuck that skeleton. But basically, we spend a lot of money on shit like natural disasters and relief for people around the world, Nemesis. That's actually a huge section of it. Yeah, it's a huge section of it, right? We're one of the main NATO supporters. Like I said. So it wouldn't really work. But this all wraps back around to what the UK was trying to do. So because they had this whole doctor crisis, their government was cutting a whole bunch of healthcare. I forget why at the time, but it was during the whole Brexit thing where corruption was running like mega rampant. So it was probably something to do with that. And they were cutting a lot of healthcare. And because of that, doctors were obviously moving out of the country because they couldn't make a good wage for, you know, or pay off their fucking student loans, which they have a lot of over there. So what they ended up doing is there were so few doctors that the government said, okay, We've got this law in Parliament right now, see if it passes, where if you are born in the UK and you get these medical degrees, and it was like a very wide list of medical degrees. Anything from a dentist to an orthopedist. You were not allowed to leave the country for 10 years. And you were not allowed to work out of country for 10 years. So basically, they tried to pass slavery. Which is essentially what that is. Yeah. It is essentially slavery. Now, luckily enough for everyone over there, this law did not get passed. Mostly because a lot of other European countries were accusing England of remaking the slave trade. Like, trying to remake the slave trade, and it got really big on social media, so the law did not end up getting passed. So, it would. It really fucking would. And also, no one would want to be a doctor again. Because you're literally trapped in the country. Literal slavery. So, that happened. It did not get passed, but it was close. I do remember that. It was a very close vote. That happened in the UK a while back. About 10 years ago. So they tried to make slavery a thing again. Which makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Do remember King, that undead lich, King Charles, was alive. No, slavery is pretty big in smaller countries. Like Dubai is a good example. There is a big problem in Dubai where Indian men, like men from India, will be actually forced into slavery in Dubai on stuff like construction sites and such. It happens a lot. Same thing happens in, I want to say, there's a couple of different countries which are really big on that. But it usually happens to either Korean men, stuff like that. Yeah, it happens a lot. I find this crazy. The biggest people, like the most likely people to be enslaved in modern times, are like Indian men, Korean men, and Japanese men. Because a lot of it does happen in like the region of like the Asia continent. God, I need so many fucking blocks. I think if the US did that, Draco, that would actually be kind of bad for us, because places like China and Russia would immediately rush to try and fill that power gap. However they could. Even with slavery. He just spawned. Yeah, but if we take a military approach at that point, that makes us look extremely weak and pathetic. Like, actually. Like, we would get no outside support. Extraordinarily weak and pathetic. God, I need so many fucking blocks. I need so many fucking blocks. Because we need to continue having a power base, right? We need to continue having a power base within those major countries. And if we stop defending them, that power base goes away. And leaves that power, that vacuum, open for other major world superpowers. China and America have been competing in this regard for a very long time. That's why China buys like stuff like seaports and stuff. If we don't support that power base, we are actively left open. It's more than just, oh, we're supporting them. Right? Out of the goodness of our heart. No, the US does nothing for good. It's because without that, our power base struggles. Right? But that doesn't matter. It's not about, like, the military. We have a lot of power as a country, so we need to support that. That's what's important. And to support that, to continue having that, we need to have people in other countries. Like, the military power doesn't matter. What matters is we need to continue supporting this big power base we have of, like, connections in different countries and such. Very important. How many blocks do I have? I still need more because I have to do an entire dome. Well, actually, we can make it vertical slabs. Can we do that? No. That's gonna look a bit strange. We can cover it up on the inside, though. We can cover it up on the inside. We can just put another vertical slab around them. So you can only see it from the outside, and the inside it looks alright. Kind of. Honestly, Egypt is also a really big problem. Specifically just because of the Suez. And because they are part of multiple alliances as well. Like, if Egypt wanted to, they could just crash international trade anytime they wanted. It would be in fucking tatters. Honestly, we actually saw the effects of that at one point. Like we export as a country, we export a lot of stuff that actually goes through the Suez to like India and stuff. And we actually get a lot of stuff that goes through the Suez as well. So if they wanted to, they could kind of just crash our economy. It wouldn't crash, but it would take a significant hit, like what happened with the Ever Given. There we go. There we go. God, I need efficiency on this fucking thing. At least it doesn't break. I think I'm good. Not quite. I want a little bit more. The reason... Oh, nice. Always need more of this shit. Side veins. The reason is because if we don't, we lose that power base. We lose that influence. And influence is what really matters in the modern world. You can have as strong as a military as you want, but influence is what can ruin countries. Especially with how connected the world is, right? The world's more connected than ever. So if you influence something, that's the real dangerous part, right? Without us assisting these countries, we lose our influence. That is just a normal cave noise. That's not him getting closer. I'm also surprised I haven't found another cave yet. This is tough. What can you even do with this shit? Tough. You make half slabs? Quest book? Eh? Dye table counts as stone, so you can make stone tools. Sliding block. Armorer lets you build equipment skins? Huh? What? Color mixer. Mix up colors and paint your equipment with. Huh? Global skin library. What the fuck? So there's like a customization option? There must be some kind of customization mod. I still want a little bit more. Yeah. The EU would certainly have some trouble, especially with France. But we don't really want that, because that's also really bad for our influence. It's also just bad for us. Places like Spain would be okay. But the EU would certainly take a drastic economic dip. But honestly, it would also really ruin the US as well. Because at the same time, while it is spending a lot of money. Money isn't the only key here, right? We get a lot. Yeah, Serbia would be fine as well. It depends on what Russia does at that point, but yeah. We get a lot from assisting these countries. So we would actually take a big deficit as well. Economically, it depends, right? Because all that money is now free up. The government would probably just put it into something else. Alright. The common people wouldn't really benefit from it any. I'd say that's probably enough. I'm just gonna fill up my inventory. Really? Huh. I thought you guys in Russia had like a really big thing going. Didn't they decide when your Christmas is? Yeah, but that's the issue. Think of it like you remember Tony Stark? I'm guessing you guys remember Tony Stark, right? Tony Stark had realized something. Uganda was the only exporter of vibranium that he could get a hold of, and they were, well, to be frank, they were dumping the price really high, right? He even said this himself. So what did he do? He synthesized it. When he got tired of the price, he synthesized a new form of vibranium. If the US stops supporting people, yeah, they'll realize we need us. They need us, but then they just find something else. They won't need us if we do that. Sure, they'll need us for a while, but then they won't. They'll just find something else. That's what humans do. That's actually more human nature more than politics. Right? That's more human nature more than anything. This is why politicians have tried to destroy the electric car industry for so long. It's because electric car threatens oil. No, I'm guessing a new form of alliance would be settled between other major powers like, you know, Germany and Switzerland and such. And they would kick up their defense spending for stuff like this. Maybe a new alliance, or maybe NATO. Oh, nice lush cave. Maybe NATO would take on a new form without the US's assistance. But they wouldn't be all men for themselves. That's not how humans work. They always come together no matter what. Companies would definitely reprioritize things, though. Economically? I mean, Germany is up there. There's a lot of smaller countries over in the EU. What the fuck is this? Clay? Economically, compared to the US, Germany's nothing, but there's a lot of other smaller countries up there. Plus, at that point, it would give other world superpowers like that are currently not supporting those countries. Oh, sorry. That are currently not supporting those countries a reason to try, right? Countries that are a threat. What the fuck? Oh, here's the lush cave. Okay. Well, I did not technically fill up my inventory. Give me a second. There we go. Yeah, just Germany. But you gotta remember, there's more than just Germany. Besides, I'm not gonna lie, depending on the state of the world at the time, like what's going on in the world. Oh, nice, a mineshaft too. It's raining. It's fucking raining. Depending on the state of the world at the time, if the US, if the US came out and said, like, diplomatically, like, things are not working out, we're gonna pull funding from this and that, because, you know, things just aren't working out, the US doesn't get this kind of support, or whatever, or, like, whatever the reason would be, we'd kind of become public enemy number one. Depends on the circumstances, depends on what other countries are doing, but we would kind of become public enemy number one. Because it really, the truth really doesn't matter. It's what people think matters. And because they're so used to and reliant on it... What in the fuck? Am I hallucinating? They really wouldn't care. They would just think, yeah. The difference is, now around the world, we become the enemy. And they have a reason to stop working with us. We have to, unfortunately, on an international scale, we have to care what people think. Because that's how politics works, right? That is the decision of power. The economy might be seriously hurt. Say something like that happens, the Suez, if they wanted to, which is where most of our trade comes from, could start hiking up the price. Another cave turtle. They could start hiking up the prices on our international trade and start hiking up the taxes on cargo going to the US. That hurts us. That hurts us really bad. And that's only one example. Steak. That's only a single example of that. Politics is the communion of people, right? It is the one time where you have to care about what people think about you. Luckily. That is really rare. A blank runestone, that is really good. We can't actually make these, I believe. But they are involved a lot of recipes. That's black? What? Blank. Oh. Blank. Yeah, we can't make these. We have to take already existing runestones and scrub them. I believe we can... So this guy drops them. But we can't actually make these things. But it wouldn't, though. Like, America produces a lot, but we have to get that stuff there. Right? And honestly, that would hurt our economy more than it helps it by a wide margin. let's say for a second the US did this, right? And let's say both the Suez, so Egypt, because Egypt has direct control of the Suez, and let's say, what is that company called? Evergiven and Evergrande, sorry. Evergrande, which is a Chinese trading company, did that, right? And they either started hiking up the prices or they just stopped interacting with the US in total. Not gonna lie, we rely on them for a lot. And our economy would not be able to recover if they just stopped dealing with us as a whole. Like, not at all. It would crash and burn. We produce a lot. Like, we produce a lot. But that stuff has to get there. And we do not produce this kind of stuff that gets us there. And we can't really produce a new canal. We can't really produce new trade routes. People have control over those. We have to have good standing with these countries or, well, we all suffer. So you, just like in real life, sometimes you gotta take one on the chin. I think this is more than enough, just in case them frogs ask for more. What the fuck? Plays an explosion sound that deals 2 damage to mobs than a 24 meters? Is there a horn build? Because there's another thing that the fairy woman gives me that is like a what the fuck? Huh. What? There he is again. God, you're loud! My god, this is so loud. Hold on. Where's the fucking bow? I killed a ghost. I killed a ghost? These cave systems are fucking weird, man. Okay. If I hit you with this pickaxe... It's basically an iron pick. I've played with Alex's mod before. Huh. Yeah, Germany does a whole lot. I think what is their main exporter, I wonder. I know Germany does a lot of trading. Yes, this does count as a sword. Thank fuck. I do not want to have to walk through all this. I know Germany does a lot of trading. US machines. What actually... What goes through the Suez, I wonder? Like, what primary objects do actually go through the Suez? You guys... Oh, it imports to Serbia, I see. What primary US products go through the Suez? Because most products that go through that are from the US going to Asia? Or Asian products coming to the US? I'm guessing, actually, I have a really good fucking guess. And I want to see if it's true. There we go. Alright, here's a fun fact for you guys, right? Here's a fun fact that you guys. You guys ready for a fun fact? 51% of all exported weapons from the US, and the US produces a lot of weapons. In fact, it's one of our main exports. 51% of all US exports for guns, weapons, and ammunition go through the Suez Canal. %51. Hold on. And then how many... Because if you don't know, Barrett 50 cals are actually produced in Japan. Another thing is, if a country acknowledges that they need the US's support, on an international scale, that makes them look very, very weak. That makes them look very, very weak. So they don't want to do that. But the thing is, the idea of weak, well, that's just foolish, right? A country is a country. A country can be weak militarily or economically, but it can have a lot of other values, and every country in some way does. And that's why we keep them close to us. That's why we continue supporting them no matter how they look. Also, if we pull the funding on them, like, you know, it makes us look bad. What the fuck? Was that a... A country is specifically an agreed upon boundary, usually by a government. We're getting to like really philosophical things now. A country is like an agreed upon property or providence, usually by a government. That's what a country is. I don't know. That's a pretty broad question, Nemesis. I don't know. Usually a country's flag represents, well, specific aspects of the country. The US flag represents its specific states and provinces. But also there are other countries which do different things. So like Mexico's flag represents different things in history. India's flag represents like, sorry, not India, fucking, what's that motherfucker? Well, yeah, it represents the country as a whole. It's supposed to represent the country as a whole, but like, God, this motherfucker. Jesus, look at them all. That's the one. Oh no. I have to get out of here. These guys are driving me insane. You don't understand how loud that is on my end. Like the US flag. Both, really. If you're thinking like, if you think of a flag. God damn you. If you're thinking of, if you're thinking of like a country, it represents both. There's nothing in here. This didn't bury anything. Actually, there is. What the fuck? Or is this just the above part that I just got out of? No, there is actually something up here. Stole his fucking pickaxe. It's actually slightly better than the one that I have. I wish there was like a mining power kind of thing. That would be cool. As far as mining goes, it's slightly better. Like very marginally. There we go. It's a very odd idea. I think I've explored this entire shaft. I don't think there's anything else. I have got to go soon, gentlemen. I'll stay for as long as I can until I get the message. Until I get the message. Oh, it's fine, Draco. I don't mind it. These talks are what keeps things interesting. Jesus. What happened? What happened? Hold on, I don't like that. What happened? Ah, I see. This happened. See how the game kind of went stuttered there? It was loading this because I just got into range for it to load to my view. Yeah, so you see how the game like did like a weird stutter back there? I had just gotten close enough for it to load this. Because how this game saves information when you're underground is it doesn't load things within a certain radius of you. Right? It technically turns down your draw distance in a way. But I had gotten close enough now for that to load in. And thing is, lava is a moving block. So it takes more processing power, basically. Oh boy. Finding a ghostly pickaxe is nice. I had played with Alex's mod for a while and I'd never seen this. Ghostly pickaxe. Alrighty then. Well, gentlemen, I have got to go. Thank you all so much for coming. This was a very interesting, very nice stream. We had a good talk about countries and politics. Usually we don't talk about that kind of stuff. My ass hurts. I had some good food. It's gone now. I ate it all. Thank you all, and goodbye, everybody. Whew.